second video that I'm publishing for you on this Frugal Friday, and I'm going to be showing you the look that I was wearing in the first video that was published today. I'm using a lot of the Flower cosmetics that I just picked up, most notably the eyeshadow quad from Flower in Foxy Browns. I'm going to give you my review of each of these products as we go along, so let me show you how to recreate the entire face.
First item we're using to begin this look is a primer from Wet n Wild. This is from the Fergie line. From the Flower Quad Foxy Browns, we're taking that medium shaded brown and applying this into the crease. I'm using the ScandalEyes EB15 crease brush here, and this shade is being used to deepen up the crease. Then I'm going to add in another eyeshadow. This is from Jane in the shade called Natural, and I'm using this more as my transition blending shade. So I'm lightly going to go over the crease shade with this color, and this is going to help blend out the edges of it and fade it out a little bit more. And then I'm going to use Wet n Wild's Creme Brulee as my blending shade, lightly going over the edges of that transition shade to bring out the brow bone a little bit more. Next, we're taking that light pink from the palette and applying this onto the inner 2/3 of the lid. And these eyeshadows are insanely pigmented. I am so impressed with how easily and beautifully these glide onto the eyes. Then we're taking that dark brown shade in the palette and applying this onto the outer third of the lid, blending it back into that lighter pink on the lid. And I'm also going to take a little bit of this onto the ScandalEyes EB15 crease brush once again and work this into the outer V of the eye. For my brows, I'm using a pencil also from Flower, and surprisingly, I didn't think that this would be a match, but it really is. It matches me pretty well. And I think this is in the color Blonde. I must admit, I didn't have high hopes for this one, but it's a really great quality brow pencil. Next, we're taking a pencil. This is from Rimmel ScandalEyes in the shade Brown, and I'm going to line the upper lash line with this pencil. And when you are lining your eyes, try to teach yourself not to tug on your eyes. Try to do it without touching your eyes at all, because if you tug on your eyes, it's going to create premature wrinkles, and you really don't want those. I'm also going to tight line the upper waterline with this pencil and line the outer half of the lower lash line with it as well. And unfortunately, you can't see it, but I went back with some of the dark brown eyeshadow and layered it over that pencil line, and this helps to set it and deepen it up a little bit more. Then we're going to take that taupe color from the quad and use this with the Makeup Geek pencil brush to smudge out the eyeliner pencil on the lower lash line. For my falsies, I'm using a mixture of two different lashes today. These are the Ardell 402, maybe it's Andrea, I don't remember, mixed in with the Ardell Demi Wispies. Great couple of pairs to mix together. And the way that I typically do it is I will layer them first, apply the glue to both bands, and then apply them onto my eyes. So I decided to try out the Hard Candy Light Bright Concealer. And this turned out to not go over very well, and you'll see why here in a minute. It's really, really, really white. Oh, it has a lightening effect, all right. It's just a little bit too much. About halfway through application here, I started to really regret even using this product, let alone buying it at this point. I'm thinking, what did I just put on my face? Lord knows I do not need to be whiter. But I figured I've already applied it, so let's go with it. Let's see how it acts. So next I'm going to be combining it up here with the Creme foundation, also from the Flower line. Part of me really had high expectations for this Creme foundation simply because I had a favorite from a line several years ago that was discontinued. So I was really hoping that this one was going to be really good. But it had a real streaky application. And that little blending blob there that I'm using didn't help matters, so I just had to get rid of that. And then I tried it with a foundation brush to see if that was any better. And I was still getting a streaky application, and then it turned blotchy. And then after I was done, it looked scaly. It was awful. And it was the mixture between the under eye concealer with the Creme foundation. It just looked terrible. So I'm zooming in here to see if you can see what I saw. It was an awful finish. It was so bad, I had to remove it. I just could not finish the look with those two products on my face. So I'm sticking with what works. I'm going back with my LA Girl Pro HD Concealer, applying this under the eyes, and I'm going to blend it in with one of the Sigma tapered blending brushes. And I'm gonna be brave here and use the liquid foundation from Flower and see if this one is any better than the cream foundation. And yep, this one was a lot better. I really loved not only how this one applied, the finish of it. It was such a beautiful foundation in the final result. Very happy with this foundation. It doesn't stay matte for a long time. I'd say it really only goes about 4 hours. So it's not really good in that regard. And it does need to be set with a powder because it is rather shiny after application. But as far as oxidation, I had no problems with that whatsoever. Finish was beautiful. I liked it. A lot better than that cream foundation, let me tell you what. And then I set the face with the Essence Stay Matte powder. And for my cheeks, I used a new baked blush that I recently picked up from Hard Candy. This is in the shade Honeymoon. Really love this shade. These baked blushes have got to be phenomenal. I can't wait to try more of these. It reminds me a lot of the Milan baked blushes. Same exact quality. And then for my lips, I'm using one of the new NYX matte lip creams, and this is in the shade Milan. Really like this color. Took a little bit to get used to because at first it was like, whoa, that's a pink. I tell you, that's a pink. But it's really nice, and I feel like it goes well with these neutral eyes.
Very impressed with most everything except for that cream foundation. Was not so impressed by that. But everything else from Flower and Hard Candy for that matter, besides that concealer, has been pretty doggone good. So I do recommend that you check out their line. Very affordable, great option for frugal cosmetics. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. And if you happen to miss the first Frugal Friday that was published today, I will link it for you below. See you next time.
Are you looking for new ways to wear your eyeshadows? Discover the only website online with pictures of combinations using the brands featured here and so many more. Head on over to myeyeshadowconsultant.com and get inspired today.